Go.
Hi, everybody. It's Parker J in the house. I'm so excited you are here with me for another author interview with one of our Silver Pine author, fabulous Lynn Donovan. I'm so glad she's here with us. We're going to be talking to Lynn. Her newest release of the Silver Pine series is coming out next week, April 10th. And so I hope you've already gotten your copy. It's available for pre-order, or you can wait till it releases and you can get it and start digging into Wanted Gunsmith right away. But first, we got to talk to my girl, Lynn Donovan. So Lynn, how are you doing today?
Parker, I am fantastic. I am so happy to be here. I feel like I have Parker J. Cole in my house.
It's coming at you. It's coming at you through the airwaves, you know?
I love it.
I'm so excited because, you know, we've been working on this series for a long time now. And to see now, this is the third book in the series. The first round of releases coming out. It's already getting such rave reviews and everyone's just so anticipatory of this next book. So I really want our readers to get behind the scenes of with who you are, the kind of things you write, what they can expect from a Lynn Donovan book, and what they can expect from the newest release in the Silver Pine series. So let's just get started. Okay, Lynn?
Okay. Well, I really enjoy writing. I like stories that have a little bit of a different twist from what you normally see. So where I take a mail order bride, I develop a gal that doesn't want a husband. And that's just the way I like to take a story. I like to give it a little twist. And that's kind of what I put on my logo, was romance with a twist.
I like that because sometimes readers, they may like a certain genre or a certain trope, but sometimes they do like that twist. They do want to get a little bit of lemon right on that sweet, a little bit of lemon right there. And your logo has that little twist with the lemon. We want to thank Josephine for that great logo. Josephine's a great cover artist as well as a great graphic design artist. So Josephine, we're shouting out to you, saying thank you so much. And her book's coming out in this series too. Oh, it's going to be so much fun, guys. You know, when we talk about Silver Pines, we're talking about this city. We're talking about this town that is basically recovering from disasters. You know, in real life, when people recover from disasters, a lot of things are happening to them, right? You know, so what type of things did you want to implement with your characters in Wanted Gunsmith that people really do deal with?
You know, my character starts out absolutely determined to never, ever, ever get married. And what I wanted was to show growth, maturity, circumstance, and then recovering fear, you know, because there's a lot of fear in this town for everything. Every time there's a thunderstorm, people are terrified because of the huge disaster that they had with the weather. So I wanted this gal to really grow internally and step out and get past that fear and then deal with it. And then, well, we'll just see what happens.
It's almost as if we're using these books to say disaster is not the end. It's a transition, but it's not the end. And with Sarah, you know, Sarah's going through a lot. For those of you, if you want a sneak peek at it, you can go to George McVeigh's site and there's a Silver Pines preview that and it's you can go there, just type in George McVeigh and you'll go to his website. It's on Weebly.com, I think. And you can go to Silver Pines, just read just a sneak peek of the first chapter. You are absolutely gonna love it. It starts off really strong. And so Sarah's like this spitfire that you encounter in Silver Pines. And it seems to be that with the heroines that we're currently dealing with, you're dealing with women who have to survive, you know, and Sarah is trying to survive not just the disaster of her town, but something else. What is that something else she's trying to survive?
You know, it's really an internal struggle that I think we all have. Like I said, you've got your mindset on how life is going to be, and then life gets in the way and something else gets thrown at you. Right. And, you know, from a Christian point of view, that's exactly what God does to help mold us into what he wants us to be. And I think Sarah has a little bit of molding to be done for her. And then she's just a fun little girl. I mean, I don't mean little girl. She's a woman. She's 19 years old. But she's just got this side of her that is quirky and just fun. You know, she wants to be different from everyone else. She's an excellent marksman because her father has always owned the gunsmith shop, and so of course she's in there right at his side. She knows this business like the back of her hand, so she's just different from the other people. And it just makes her so much fun to read and get to know.
Now, when you were developing this story, one of the things we're working with is Silver Pines, work with the town of Silver Pines, working in Oregon. So with some of the research that came into play with this town, what were some of the fun aspects you learned from it?
The handle of town, it's flat there. One of the things I had to check is that madness.
Hey, Lynn, you're breaking up a little bit. Can you start over real quick? You're breaking up a little bit.
Saying that
there you go.
I can handle to change my mind was she.
Hey, Lynn, are you still there? It looks like we're having some technical difficulties here because I can't even see you anymore, Lynn. Don't you know the technology? Lynn, are you there?
I don't know. Yes, I am.
Okay, there you are. You're breaking up a little bit, but that's okay.
Okay. Well, good. Where do I need to start over?
Okay, just start from the beginning. Just start from the beginning because it got a little scraggly there, but don't worry about it. Thankfully our readers know this is technology.
Right, that's the way it goes with technology. I was saying that I grew up in Texas, the panhandle of Texas, and it's very flat there. And so one of the things I had to change in my thinking was that this town is built in mountains. And so you don't just walk from one side of town to the other. You're in hills and you've got elevations and you've got those kind of situations. So that was an adjustment. I actually went online and Googled the area and tried to kind of get me a geographical idea of where they lived, and that helped me a lot. I like visual stuff. That helps me. And so I did that, and I figured out where the river was and how big it was and where the trains would have been and just all that kind of stuff. So that's what I had to do. The year is 1899, and so I had to look at that because that's right at that turn of the century. Right. And there's stuff going on that your earlier writing in 1880 even was very different from 1899 because technology was just booming for them and there was all kinds of things becoming available. And so it was really fun to look at to see what they might have and what they may not have yet,
Well, you're in a historical mode right now. So I know you have some other works our readers may be interested in because they're going to love Wanted Gunsmith. So tell about those other works that you're currently working on right now.
I have family who were actually part of the land run in the Guthrie, Oklahoma area in 1889. And I have participated in the parade that they have every year in April. So I got to looking into that. And I have a portrait of that entire family who actually was some of the founders in Guthrie. So I wrote a Mail Order Bride series based on that. And I took a twist on the Guthrie name and I made it Gunther City series. There's 4 books out on that. The first one is The Blacksmith's Daughter, and then Dixie's Dachshunds, and then we have Lulu's Christmas Wish, and the 4th one is Alice's Trebled Heart, and that's not a misspelling. She's very into music, and so treble clef is all part of that. So those 4 are out, and then I've got 3 more of those brides that I'm going to be writing about in between doing the ones for the Silver Pine and some other things that I've got going on.
Do you think you could have put an advertisement in a magazine and advertised for a husband?
I think that would be the scariest thing you could possibly do is to hook yourself up with a stranger. Because God only knows what they're going to be like.
Yes, but this was a common practice back then. This happened a lot. And sometimes the stories were good and sometimes the stories didn't end so well either. And that's what I like about the Silver Pines series myself is that we know these stories are going to end well because we all love a happily ever after. We all love it, And I like the way that we're taking this natural disaster and letting people know in the 21st century that, hey, disasters happen, but it is not the end. And like you said with Sarah in your book, she's going to grow. She's going to learn. She's going to transform. And that's what disasters do. They help to transform people. Wouldn't you say, Lynn?
Yeah. And, you know, surely everybody can pick a time in their life that they thought, I am not going to survive this. And you do. And then you realize how much stronger you are. And then the next event that comes along, you're okay. You get through it like a piece of cake. And you're like, you know, this is nothing. You should have seen me back then, you know? So yeah, it's the same thing.
What I like is that every author in this group, we're all readers too, you know? And so we're just as excited with each other's books as the other ones. And just so far with the first book, which is Mail Order Marshall, which is a Brides of Beckham crossover to Silverpines, which starts off the series by George McVey, was absolutely phenomenal, rave reviews. And then we have Barb Goss's book, Wanted Horse Breeder, which just came out 2 weeks ago. And everyone was like, oh gosh, it's so good. And just we enjoy the stories too. We're not just writers, we're readers, you know, and we enjoy it too. And so now yours is coming out, and I already can tell our readers it's going to be phenomenal. You're going to love it. And so Lynn, people may want to get in contact with you, know more about you and stuff like that. So let us know how we can keep in contact with you.
Yeah, if you go to Facebook, I have an author page called Author Lynn Donovan. It's real easy to find. You can chat with me through that. And then I also have a Lynn's Reader group that you can chat with me through. And like I said, it's easy to find. Just go into the search to find it. I've got a website that is lynnDonovanauthor.com. And let me think. Gosh. Oh, and I've got a newsletter. So if you go to the author page, there's links there to my newsletter, and so you can get information from me. I post a quarterly newsletter, but I also post when something new's coming out, so you'll know and you'll get the heads up. That way you can get it a day or two early, which is kind of fun too.
Oh yeah, I love being the special release group. You know, the elite. Only the elite people get this. VIP, that's me, you know what I mean? I love it. And so what do you want to leave our readers with? What are some of your final thoughts you want to leave with our readers?
You know, I want my readers to be entertained. I want them to read my books, read my stories, close the end and go, wow, that was so good. I'm going to miss that character. And, you know, be ready for the next book to come out, because that's what I want to leave with them, is just a good feeling. You feel like that was a friend that you were visiting with while you were reading their story. And if you miss them bad enough, you'll just go back to the beginning and read it again.
Lynn, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for just taking time to talk with me today, to our readers and our listeners out there, and our viewers rather, to our viewers out there watching this. You know, we're a part of the Silverpines series. And if you want to know more about Silverpines, make sure you just go to Facebook and type in Silverpines Readers Group. We have a very active group. We have fun. We talk. We play games. Sometimes there's little giveaways. And then we're always talking about the series because we're very excited about the series. Lots of good activity. You can interact with fans, talk about plots, lots of good stuff going on in that group. And you can talk with all the authors at once too, because we're all there ready to answer any questions. Maybe, maybe you want to have something going on in a book. We don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, so we have been known to ask our readers on that Silverpines group. We'll ask them to help us name characters. You know, we'll have a contest and someone will win, and we'll name a street after them. So it's a lot of fun. It's very interactive.
Oh yeah, and we enjoy it because, like I said, we're not just writers, we're readers too. So we're just excited about this series as you are too. So make sure, if you haven't gotten the first 2 books of the Silverpines series, make sure you do that now. Again, the first book is called Mail Order Marshall by George McVey, and then the second book is called Wanted Horse Breeder. Wanted Gunsmith by Lynn Donovan comes out on April 10th, or does it? You just have to join the group to find out. Guys, thanks so much for joining us for this interview. And Lynn, make sure you say bye.
Bye-bye. Y'all have a great
day. See you next time.